everybody, this is Kristen here, sports dietitian and certified personal trainer and owner of Elite Nutrition Performance. So today we're going to talk about hydration and what exactly you need to be taking in, how to determine your needs, and if you are not a water lover like I am, what you need to do to kind of enhance the flavor of your water so you could get it down. So let's start off with why you even need to worry about hydration. So there's a whole mix of opinions on if you need to follow a hydration schedule or drink to thirst or what the best situation is or what you need to do. And I believe that you really need to follow a hydration schedule unless you are very in tune with your thirst, which most people I find are not. Most of my clients come to me and they really are not even drinking enough water just to sustain what they need to be, or sustain their daily life or their daily needs. And water really makes up about 70% of our bodies. So it's involved in everything that goes on in our system, including our metabolism, our ability to digest food, our ability to think and perform. And if you're dehydrated by just 2%, that equates to a 20% reduction in performance. That's huge. So imagine that you are running 20% slower or you're lifting 20% less than you normally would. So hydration is super important, so we want to make sure that we're getting it right. So following a hydration schedule is really important, like I said, unless you're really in tune with your thirst. So first things first, on a daily basis, we need to worry about how much you would be drinking and how much you need to be taking in. So on a daily basis, you need to be drinking about half of your body weight in ounces of fluid. So that means that if you are 200 pounds, divide that in half, that's 100 pounds, that equates to 100 ounces. So you need to be drinking 100 ounces of water over the course of the day. And that's just your minimum, of course, over the course of the day. 128 ounces makes up a gallon, so I understand that that seems like a lot of water, but that's really what most people need over the course of the day. And then if you exercise on top of that, your hydration needs are going to increase. So first things first, before you get out and you start exercising or you start your training session, you need to be taking in some additional fluids to top your fluid stores off. So 24 ounces of fluid you want to take in within that hour before you get out and start exercising. And that's just, like I said, kind of topping off your stores. Now, while you're exercising, the ideal thing to do is to figure out what your sweat rate is. I will say most people, I find they're around 30 ounces of fluid per hour, but you really want to figure out what your sweat rate is. So this is something that I can help you with, or you can actually just visit my blog, and I've actually laid it out for you. So if you go to my blog, which is elitenutritionandperformance.com/blog, and search for determine sweat rate, you will find a step-by-step guide on how to figure out what your sweat rate is. And it does involve weighing yourself before and after a training session to figure out how much weight you're losing. So just make sure that you do have a scale available to you. But like I said, most people are around 30 ounces of fluid per hour. And then after, you really need to be taking in 24 ounces of fluid per pound lost. So again, weigh yourself before, weigh yourself after, and if you notice that you are losing weight over the course of that training session, that means that you're becoming dehydrated. You're not just losing a whole bunch of fat like we like to think. You need to be taking in 24 ounces of fluid per pound lost. Now, during a training session, it's really important that you are taking in electrolytes, especially if you were a salty sweater or a heavy sweater, and you would know that you're a salty sweater by having salt caked to you, or if you taste your sweat and it just tastes super salty, then you are a salty sweater, or you always have sweat just pouring down your heavy sweater. So you need to be taking in electrolytes. A couple different options that you could take in is, I really like this precision hydration. These are just little tablets that you drop into your water. They're like Alka-Seltzer tablets almost. They're effervescent, and these actually contain 750 milligrams of sodium, which is great. So most people need around 500 to even 1,000 milligrams of sodium per hour, depending on how salty of a sweater that you are. I find that most products on the market now, like Noon tablets, really don't contain enough sodium. Noon tablets are basically the same thing, but they only contain about 250 milligrams of sodium. So you would need 3 of those to equal one of these. So if you know that you are a salty sweater, I would really suggest getting one of these precision hydration tablets. If you're not into adding some type of supplement to your water, what you could do is make a homemade sports drink. Again, you can find this on my blog also, but you're just mixing together water, lemon juice, or orange juice, a little bit of honey or maple syrup, and a little bit of salt. And that's what you would be taking in during training sessions. Now, if you're an endurance runner or a triathlete or something of that effect, then you might want to look at something a little bit more like Infinite or Tailwind. But again, that's something that you would kind of get down the line on figuring that out a little bit more. But this is just overall. So if you do not love water, a couple things that I suggest doing to get in your hydration needs over the course of the day. One is getting one of these metal cups. It's an insulated cup with a straw. The straw is really important because you actually wind up taking in more fluid this way. I got this from Walmart. These are about 30 ounces, and I just chug these throughout the day. Super easy to get in a lot of fluid that way. I also tend to add either lemon juice or lime juice to my water, and that helps to flavor it, and it gives it a lot of good flavor. So if I just get sick of water over the course of the day, it's just something different. Another thing you could do is add cucumber to your water. It just gives this nice, refreshing, crisp flavor, which is great. Or you can experiment with adding different fruits. So this is watermelon. Watermelon's in season. You can get it all over the place. Add it to your water, and it gives it a lot of different flavor. Berries are great, and you can even get a water bottle that has the core in there that you can put fruit down in there, and it'll just flavor your water throughout the day. So first things first, hydrate over the course of the day, half of your body weight in ounces, and then make sure that you're getting enough fluid during exercise, before and after. And if you need to figure out what your sweat rate is during exercise, which I highly recommend, visit my blog, elitenutritionandperformance.com/blog, and then just search for determine your sweat rate. Thanks for watching, and have a good rest of the day.